Hey, how you doing, friends? In the advent of that nutcase in Florida, that 19-year-old idiot that went over and killed 17 people because he was angry at the world, he had some clips that had 60 bullets each in them. He took an AR-15, basically, that has bullets no larger than a .22 caliber weapon, and he committed a mayhem beyond comprehension. I see the problems fourfolds. Number one, you shouldn't be allowed to have clips that have more than 8 bullets. Number one. Number two, if you're a nutcase, if you have a history of being a crazy person, you should be first investigated by the FBI. No weapons given to you because you're a crazy person. Number three, it falls to you as a parent to educate your kids and to ensure that you know what your kids are doing or anybody is doing. So if you see something, tell somebody. Number four, clips have to be re-engineered. We can do that. I'm an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. We know how to do it. In other words, we can put a timer or expansion in the metal so that you can reload the clip and start firing until the gun reaches a certain temperature or a timer allows you to do so. So, in other words, we'll have about 3 or 4 minutes. Give us an opportunity to apprehend you or to neutralize you, whatever means it takes. Because we can't have you going around killing people just because you're feeling bad one day. That is totally unacceptable. So, getting back to the gun control issue, why don't we ban cars? You've seen in Great Britain, Germany, all across Europe, and we've seen it over here in New York, where a crazy Islamist terrorist goes out and decides to run people over in New York, borrows a vehicle for Home Depot, and then run it over. So why don't we ban renting vehicles? Why don't we ban vehicles, period? That would be for people that are, for example, are Muslims. That would be considered unfair. That would be considered racist. That would be considered bias. So obviously, the Democrats and the liberals are not very tolerant. It's okay for them to do partial abortion of 6, 7, 8-month-old kids like that Dr. Gosnell, a Democrat, a black Democrat, that went over and was snapping the heads of little babies, got finally thrown in the joint because he had 300 of them that he killed. He used to hit them with a hammer over the head and snap their neck. Partial abortion, condoned by the liberal, by Democrats, saying it's okay, it's a woman's right to kill a baby. So why don't we do that? So basically, we have all kinds of blames to go around. So the point I'm trying to make is this. First of all, we need to have parents raising their kids correctly. Don't try to assign the blame to the society. Society didn't do it for you. Banning guns won't help the issue. Other countries like Switzerland, Israel, they got plenty of weapons. And people do not grab the guns and try to kill each other like wild animals. So we blacks, we are responsible for quite a bit of the crime here. 14.5% of the population, we disproportionately kill other people and each other. 58% of all the homicide is committed by us, blacks. And we're only 14.5%. Whites are 65% of the population. They commit about 28%. So the percentage are very simple, if you know your math, is that we're 8 times most likely, us black people, to kill each other or somebody else. So we need to point the finger at ourselves and quit blaming other people for our problems. And the liberals, Democrats need to understand Illinois, Oregon, Washington, and California, and what they call New York State have the most stringent gun control laws anywhere in the world, specifically in America, and they got huge amount of murders. During Obama's tenure as President of the United States, there was 4,000 people that were killed in Chicago, his hometown. Just Chicago. Think about it. And 18,000 people were severely wounded while he was President of the United States. So who the heck is Obama to go out and preach to you and to preach to me about gun control? He couldn't even control his own city. He hasn't even been seen there trying to stop all that gun violence. So I am not going to listen to what Obama says. I'm going to listen to what common sense is, and we need to resolve this issue, and that's only going to resolve by following the proper steps that are just outlined. Thank you, and you have a blessed Sunday, and if you see something, say something. Bye-bye.